were talking about the new world of work. What's the number one thing that employers should start looking at? The number one problem you see with all the research you're doing?
I think right now the biggest problem organizations are having is employee engagement. If you look at the surveys that have just been completed globally, we're at the lowest levels of employee engagement that we've ever seen since the last 25 years. I think that's a backdrop of the recession that we've been through, and people are feeling pretty unhappy perhaps with the way organizations have treated their colleagues. So the number one thing to know right now for companies is just to truly embrace and engage your people back into the company.
How does that look like in an actual daily situation? How would maybe a boss, what's the best way to engage with his employees or her employees?
Yeah, I think that there's a few things. I think first of all is that you can't look at employee engagement across a workforce. It's about individual.
Right.
And, think about the way we act as consumers now. It's all about individualization. And therefore, the way we approach work, it's no longer being part of just part of an organization. It's about me, the individual. Okay. So what am I going to get from you? How are you making me a better person? I want to go home on a Friday night, worn out, but feeling good about it.
Sure. Okay.
So truly understanding the vision of the business, how the small part that I play fits into that is very, very key to today's worker.
Have you seen maybe a good example of a company that was able to empower a individual employee?
Yeah, I think that without mentioning names, but some of the work we've done with a large financial services company, a good example is when we got some of their call center people engaged and allowed them, gave them more autonomy, increased their ability to make decisions instead of £25, put a zero on there, make it $250.
Right.
Productivity just went through the roof. But they were able to do that because they understood who those people really were. One instance, like a lady that was a head of magistrate, she's making decisions about people's lives and their freedom, and then she gets into a call center and can't make a decision about £25. It's madness.
Right.
So it's truly understanding the individuals, what's going to motivate them, and asking them a very, very simple question. How easy do I make it for you to do great work? Very, very powerful question. How easy do I make it for you to do great work? When we get to those situations with line managers and their employees, they're just staggered at the answers. And a lot of organizations just get in the way. It's about removing those organizations, making the organization invisible, and really tapping into somebody's DNA. What's motivating this person? Why do they get up with a smile on their face every day? And then tapping into that and allowing them to do that, giving them the freedom.
When you're talking, this last question I was thinking about when you are tapping into a person, you speak a lot about different generational gaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a really good way to appeal to a Gen Y? Let's say you're a Gen X or a baby boomer, and you're kind of like, what is a really good method for bridging that gap?
Okay, I think there's a couple of things. Firstly is that to understand that Gen Y, it's all about output, not input. Don't measure my input. Almost don't tell me how to do that.
Right.
Obviously, you're going to train and develop me, but trust me. Give me a task to do. I'll go away and do the task, measure me on the output of it, not how I've done it, what I've actually achieved. So it's a big movement. Organizations understanding that's a different mentality. So it's moving away from that control and command. Why do I need to do this? Because I told you so. Classic baby boomer phrase.
Sure.
Yeah. into this is what we need to do. This is why I want you to do it. This is what this is the result of it. This is how it's going to add value to our business. Measure the outputs. So I think that's the key really from a Gen Y perspective.